Hey everybody, Stacey here. Welcome or welcome back. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of the views and the likes and the subscriptions thus far. I am a brand new YouTuber. I just launched this thing a couple of days ago and I really didn't expect that much. I'm just having fun and trying to help people. I had no idea how many views I was already going to have today, just talking about things that are big, bold, fun, interesting, and weird, and giving a little inspiration from my heart to yours. That's really what this channel is all about. I've only had it for, I think, 3 days now, and I am overwhelmed. So I really do appreciate you tuning in and subscribing. You guys are awesome. So today's category falls under weird. I want to talk to you about an experience that I had a couple of days ago while I was at a gas station. This is not something that normally happens. I don't think it ever happens. I mean, maybe it's happened to somebody, but it never happened to me. And it was so strange, and I wanted to just put it out there as a funny story. But when I started to tell people about it a little later that day, it sparked this bigger debate, and I've been thinking about it ever since, and it's still in here and it's rattling around and I can't get it out of my mind. And so I want to hear your opinions on it too. But first, what I want to do is take you back to the day when it happened, and I will give you the details and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Hey, so I'm sitting here getting gas at a gas station, and I live in a place where you can't pump your own gas. You have to have an attendant do it for you. And a weird thing just happened. My dude fell asleep. He was pumping the gas. He sat down in a chair. He sat down in a chair outside, and he put his head down. And then he was just sort of hanging out, and I thought, well, all right, it's hot. He's taking a little breather. But then I'll put $30 in the tank, and I thought, boy, this is taking a long time for $30. And he was in a chair not far from me, so I peeked my head out the window, and I'm like, is this thing still going? And he jumped, and he's like, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. And does that ever happen? Yep. That literally just happened. You can't make this shit up. That was awkward. I at first, like I said, thought, oh wow, this is funny. Let me share it with my coworkers, and they'll get a kick out of it. And they did. And we were just talking about it a little bit. Some people were laughing, but then one of my colleagues brought up a good point, Kyle. He said, hey, if this guy's working at a gas station, he's probably tired. He might be working two jobs. I mean, people don't choose to work at a gas station, so maybe that's his second job, and maybe the guy is just exhausted. And I'm like, wow, you know what? That is a good point. That could very well be it. I mean, not that working at a gas station is a bad job, but I mean, usually, yeah, it would be like a job that you take, when you really need something, or if you need a secondary source of income, just to make ends meet. So that got me thinking about this whole other thing about pumping your own gas versus not pumping your own gas. Because I come from a state, like most of the states in the country, where you pump your own gas and you don't even think anything about it. It's just a thing that everybody does and is perfectly normal. But now I live in a state where it's against the law to pump your own gas, and there's only 2 states, I believe, that have this law in place, and you have to have a gas station attendant pump the gas for you. And if you try to do it yourself, it is like legit illegal. I tried to do it when I first moved here a few times, just out of habit, and they would run to the pump and tell, no, put it down. But I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry. It's like, but I'm like, but I can do it. It's all right, I can do it. You stay over there. And the guy's like, oh no, you can't do that. I'm like, all right. It was an adjustment, but it got me thinking about both sides of the coin. Because from where I come from, we're kind of that mindset that everybody should know how to pump their own gas. It's a life skill. It's important. People need to know how to do it. It's not hard to do. I mean, man, if you can I mean, my God, if you can operate an ATM machine or order a sandwich at like a Quick Check or a Wawa, on the kiosk, if you can do that, you can operate a gas pump. It's really not hard to do. There's a really good chance that you're going to be driving around out there somewhere and need to stop and get gas, and like 99% of the places all around the country here, you got to pump your own gas. So you should need to know how to do it. And I get that. But I also respect the other side. And the other side is where I live now, where people say, we shouldn't have to pump our own gas. We have people to do that for us, and that creates jobs. These people need jobs, and people work as gas station attendants, and why would we want to take jobs away from people and do something ourselves for free when they can do it for us and they can get paid to do it? It's a win-win. And I'm like, yeah, I get that too. But then that begs the even bigger question, why, if we're talking about jobs, why is it that the gas station attendant might be falling asleep in the first place? So therein lies this whole conundrum in my brain, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. Do you live in a place where you pump your own gas? Do you live in a place where you don't pump your own gas? Do you want to? Don't you want to? Why do you think you should? Why do you think you shouldn't? I really want to know your thoughts on it. Nothing is wrong or right here. Nobody be mean to each other, please. That's not what this is all about. I just want to know. I want to know what your thoughts are, because I think everybody should know how to do it. But at the same time, I don't want to take jobs away from people either. But at the same time, I feel really bad if the gas station attendant is working so hard, he's like passing out on the job, if that's really what the case was. So yeah, like, shoot me a message. And if you think that this conversation is interesting and you want to talk about more stuff like this, it's just interesting, weird, funny, cool, just hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's keep talking about stuff, because it is fun to talk about stuff. And I want to talk about it with you. Peace out.